InnerSoc Volcon 2000 is the ultimate thermogenic carnitine that will help you torch stubborn body fat for energy and boost ATP immediately. It is stimulant-free, contains 0 artificial sweeteners, and it tastes amazing. I take Volcon 2000 30 minutes before my cardio session. Within 2 minutes, I'm energized, focused, and ready to work.
A lot of running, trying to keep my, my heart rate going and my conditioning going. And, for my first game in 6 weeks, I felt okay. As far as my wind, I felt pretty good. As far as my ankle was a little tight at times, obviously just doing different movements, different things that I haven't done, obviously in a game situation in 6 weeks. So I think, as the games go on, that will continue to improve. But I came out unscathed and pretty good. So it's a good start.
That Frank talked about for the team, obviously a frustrating loss. Just wondered what you saw that you think is most, that you guys most have to focus on as you build up towards the playoffs here, these final 9 games.
Obviously it's on both sides of the floor. I think obviously our turnovers, hindered us a lot in the fourth quarter. But also, we gave up some really good looks for them in the fourth quarter. And we had a 10-point lead at one point. We let that dwindle down, and we got to do a better job of that.
LeBron, welcome back. It seems like so long ago when you guys were 21-6, and it looked like a defending championship run was, like in the cards, everything moving in the right direction. Now, where you guys stand with working in the 2 new pieces, working you and AD back, what is it going to take to kind of get that same type of feeling, that same type of confidence, that same type of rhythm? To be when the games tip off of the playoffs, to be in that same type of place?
Well, minutes on the floor helps. The more minutes that we get on the floor with our full unit that we have will only help us, and wins as well. But we can learn a lot in our losses. So, we got to continue to get better. We are working in, like you said, 2 new pieces in Drummond and, and Ben, and then we also working in, 2 new pieces that was already here, and myself and AD, so to the forward. So, every opportunity, like you said, film sessions and shoot-arounds, and, it's not much practice time, obviously, but the games, we got to get better from that.
Bill?
LeBron, Frank said before the game that he really feels like, for his own personal comfort level, this is not really enough time to do all the things you guys need to do before the playoffs in terms of reintegrating and all of that. How much do you think you guys can accomplish in these final 9 games, and what do you think is just going to end up on the cutting room floor because of how much time is left?
Yeah, it sounds so weird, Bill, what you're just saying. It's only 9 games left. It's just been a hell of a season, obviously, and everything has felt so rushed, it's a game every other day, or it's a game, back to back. So you can have as many 4 or 5 games in a week, so. It's been a long, super quick season. So, how much can we make out of these 9 games? I'm not sure. I know as far as our chemistry, we continue to build that. We continue to build the log minutes out on the floor. Continue to build some things, obviously, but we can't. It's just a different season. For not only for us, but for a lot of teams. But we look forward to the challenge. It is what it is. This is the season, and we got to make the most of it.
Hey, LeBron. A little surprising to see you in the Red Sox hat. I know why you were at it, but a little jarring. 2 questions for you, if you would. One, the Lakers have lost 4 or 5 before tonight. Did that give you urgency to come back? And 2, when you hit your first bucket and 1 at the end of the first quarter, was that a little bit of a relief from you testing that angle?
Well, it's been urgency for me to get back ever since I got injured. That's just who I am. If you guys could have seen the logging of minutes and hours per day that I was doing as far as rehab and treatment, it was a lot more than I slept. So that's over the last 6 weeks, that's all I've been doing, is having the urgency to get back and play. I knew I would, getting back to 100%, it's impossible. I don't think I will ever get back to 100% in my career. But, I felt comfortable where I knew I could get on the floor and help my team win. Two, that play I was able to push off my right ankle, going left and the ankle that was hurt, and be able to, get a good step on a really good defender and then finish at the rim. So, that was a good step, for me mentally.
Melissa Rowland.
LeBron, good to see you. Obviously, this is the longest absence of your career. For somebody who loves the game and loves being out on the court so much, how challenging was that for you mentally? And is there any silver lining there, just in terms of this having given you a sort of a reset of sorts?
It was horrible, honestly, for me. I was more stressful than I've ever been. I would say the first couple weeks was pretty good because I wasn't allowed to travel much, or I didn't travel much. As the injury and the swelling was happening with my ankle, so I kind of stayed at home and didn't go on a couple of road trips with our team. I was able to stay home, be with my family, so that was very rewarding. But as far as like watching the games and not being able to play and or sitting on the bench and knowing that you couldn't make you can't make much of a difference, it was very stressful. So. But I'm happy I'm playing now, so a little stress relief.
Mark Medina.
Well, LeBron, welcome back. I know last year the season restarts, obviously some different players on that team in different circumstances, but to what extent do you think you and some of the other players can draw from that experience, just knowing you guys had to deal with a long stoppage in play and trying to get the chemistry going before the playoffs? So.
Yeah, I mean, every season is its own challenge, and obviously, the experience of last year is totally different from what's going on this year. But we can hang our hats on knowing how we can perform in the postseason. We have a lot of guys that return from our postseason team, even though we have some big guys that that now they're in other places now. But we have a lot of experience, in the postseason on how to make a run, how to handle adversity, and we know we can always hang our hat on that. Will it result in wins? That's for us. The game is played in between the four lines and not on experience or on paper and things of that nature. Got to go out and do it too, but you can always go back and use some of those for some times where you just feel like, okay, can I do this or can I not?
Last one, Rachel Nichols.
LeBron, welcome back. Just wondering, when you are sitting out injured like that, how do you mentally sort of watch the games? We saw you on the sideline week after week. Do you kind of put yourself in on different plays, or is it more just absorbing what the different guys in the court are doing?
I do it from both perspectives. I do it from a sense of, giving my voice to what was going on the floor for my teammates. Okay, this is what I saw, whatever. This is what I think we can exploit. This is the mistakes we made. And then on the other side, I put myself in a position to say, okay, this is the play I would have made. If I was in that position, I would have made that play. How I could affect the game in that way. That's the stressful side, when you know that if you're on the floor, you can make those plays and you can help your teammates win, but you physically can't be out there to do it. So that's the stressful part. So it's both sides of the coin. Giving my teammates, pointers and things I see on the floor, but also having that stressful point where you can't affect the game because you can't play.
Let's get ready for HoopJab.